When I think about the word, I think of like a rubber band stretching.
It's a process and an outcome. We don't come out of the womb with resilience.
So everybody spiral up with hope. I love it. I love it. Hello, and welcome to the Family Care Learning Podcast. I'm Wendy, and I work in the Community Engagement Department. And with me today is Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Earls. I'm a child and family therapist here and also a clinical supervisor.
So Sarah, I heard that you recently did a course on resiliency. What is resiliency? I mean, when I think about the word, I think of like a rubber band stretching. I really don't know. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, so I talk about resiliency kind of based on the APA definition as the process and outcome of being able to respond to external and internal stressors. So it's being able to adapt, to be flexible, to recover when we have hard days, hard times, hard situations.
Wow, that sounds like a very important skill that we all need.
Yeah, definitely a skill we all need. Obviously, I'm a child and family therapist here at Christian Family Care, so I think it's especially important for our foster and adoptive parents who are working with kids from hard places. And sometimes there's a lot of external and internal demands, more than maybe for people who are not in that situation.
So would you say this is something that maybe we're born with or something that we learn, like a skill over time?
That's a really good question. So that's why I like the definition that says it's a process and an outcome. We don't come out of the womb with resilience. Our DNA, our genetics do affect our ability to be resilient, but it's really a learned skill. It's something that we're constantly in the process of learning if we want to be.
I understand that, kind of like an athlete. If you're trying really hard to learn a new skill and you have to repeat it over and over again, there's a certain amount of discipline, a certain amount of skill involved. So if you were to break that down in a practical way, how would you help us and the people listening understand what does resiliency look like for foster care and adoptive families?
So I talk about it kind of being something that we need to do every day, something that's accessible, something that's supportive, and something that's like individualized to that person. So it doesn't need to be something fancy. It's not like, oh, I'm going to, take this course and suddenly be resilient. It's something that we're constantly working at. So like giving ourselves positive messaging, accessing scripture regularly, considering who we follow on social media. I think sometimes we follow encouraging people on social media, but to the extent that we compare ourselves and then we get hopeless, and hopelessness is an enemy of resilience. Thinking about moving our bodies in some way because our bodies store trauma, having supportive people, getting resources, maybe therapy for our kids, maybe therapy for ourselves, recognizing that we're not always going to do it right and being okay with that, constantly learning. Those are just some things that I encourage people to do when they're trying to grow their resilience.
Wow. Sarah makes a really good point. And what I heard you say is that resiliency is linked to hope. And as believers, we know our hope is in Jesus Christ, and we know that that hope does not disappoint. And we know in Lamentations it says that our hope is new every morning, great is thy faithfulness. So tell me a little bit more about how you encourage people to find that hope in the Lord.
Yeah, so I go into that a lot in the training, just a lot of the scriptures that encourage us to have hope, and then really just drawing on God as our source. Recognizing that we don't have this strength in and of ourselves. We have this treasure in jars of clay. To say like, okay, yeah, this is a hard thing, Lord, that you've asked me to do, to be a foster or adoptive parent. But if you've called me to do it, you're going to equip me to do it.
So it sounds like there are several ways in which an individual and even a family can work on resiliency. So if you were to share one other tidbit with us, what is one way that we could pursue this in our own lives?
Yeah, so I think I just encourage people to find micro moments that they can use to practice resilience or to kind of fill themselves up with the good stuff. I talk in the course about the car pickup line, using that time while you're waiting to get your kids to do something that helps you build strength, build flexibility, build adaptation. So maybe it's a quick podcast, a quick song, something like that. Maybe it's your commute to work or your commute on the subway. just using those little times to do something that's going to benefit you.
Awesome. So little tidbits that fill up your soul. Little by little, they equal a huge amount that make a big difference in our outlook, in our internal look, and our outlook in life.
Yeah. Yeah, I talk about resilience as an upward spiral.
Oh,
and
love
so,
that.
something to explore more in the training. So again, we did a full training on this. So if people want to learn more, they can check out the link below for our full course. Our full family care learning courses have more than just to offer than just resilience. Lots of good content there. It's also good for continuing education credits. So again, just check out that link below for the full course. Family care learning is your place to get hopefully some hope, some resilience training, and also some continuing education credits if you need those.
So you heard it here first with Sarah at CFC. So everybody spiral up with hope. I love it. I love it.